Hello, New Soul Church. My name is Santana Thomas, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit about my story. My life before Jesus, growing up, I grew up in New Mexico. I had a good childhood. My mom was there for me, provided for me. We always had good Christmases. And I had a father who wasn't there for me all the time. He was in and out of jail. I remember in elementary school, I was a good kid. I remember life was good until I went to middle school. I was about 12 years old when I got introduced to smoking weed. And I remember just this sense of having to prove myself. I remember having this sense that I needed to prove myself over and over for some reason. I remember listening to music, and I would want to do what the music told me. I knew every lyric to every Lil Wayne song like in 6th grade. It was crazy, and I think that really had a toll on my life. After I started smoking weed, I started wanting to sell weed. I wanted to sell it. So then I moved on to selling weed, and then money became an idol for me. Probably ever since 7th grade all the way up until about 12th grade, I was selling weed, and money, it was just always money. How can I get more money? And that would fulfill me. Because whenever I would have money, I would be able to buy nice things. Because my mom she was a single mother, and she made literally minimum wage. So I was always like money, and I could be able to buy the things that I wanted. And that became another idol for me, to buy the things that were cool, to buy like the things that rappers would wear. That's how I identified myself, was just what I am worth, whatever I have. That was my identity. And that was my life before God, was just always trying to make money and just trying to be the guy with the most money. So I would say that without Jesus, I had so many different idols in my life that I worshipped, and I would do everything I could for those idols. It was summer of 2022, and my wife was about 6 months pregnant, and I remember I was drinking a lot and I was partying a lot. And I remember getting an invite to go to New Soul's men's camp. And I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to go camping. And my buddy was with me too. And I was like, you want to go, bro? Let's go camping. We'll take a few beers. We put them in our bag. And I was like, it's with the church, but it'll probably be cool. So we went, and I just remember going, and I got so convicted. I just felt this, the Holy Spirit again, of course. I felt this conviction, and I just remember feeling like, is this I didn't want to be like the men in my family. I didn't want to be like my father. I didn't want to be like all the people the men that I looked up to in my family that let me down. I didn't want to be like that. So I just remember that weekend changed my life. And that weekend I actually asked Pastor Eddie and my brother Jonathan if they could baptize me in the Pecos River. We weren't even doing baptisms, and I was just like, can I get baptized? Is that something we could do? So I got baptized in the Pecos River. And when I got back, everything changed. Once again, everything changed. And I just remember, like, I'm not going to go back to what I was doing. But this time it was different. This time I learned about deliverance. I learned about healing. I learned about forgiveness. And I remember going to my first conference. I went to a men's conference, and I remember getting deliverance and just renouncing certain things and forgiving certain people who have hurt me in my life. And I just remember such breakthrough. I felt things falling off of me like an onion, just layer by layer. These things that I carried with me my entire life. And there's one name above every name, and that's Jesus. And when you call on Jesus, things shift in the atmosphere. And my only thing, if anyone's watching this who doesn't know God, just call on his name and just give him your life.